Good afternoon, guys. Ghetto Bird is out right up there somewhere. So I was driving the car this morning and the car was smoking from the cabin, and what I noticed was this filter has oil on it, and I don't think that port right there is baffled, but you can see it was squirting oil all over my hot parts, which was causing a ton of smoke going into the car. You can see right here there's a ton of oil on the underside of the bonnet, and there's oil like along the compressor housing and stuff. It's pretty bad. So what I am going to do today is attempt, I guess you could say, to make a catch can. I'm gonna make everything out of cardboard. I actually bought this giant brand new aluminum plate. I think it's 0.125 or something like that, which is the same thickness you can use for an intercooler. And I actually have a spare valve cover. If you guys follow me since the first day of the K build, I had a black valve cover that was on the motor, and it came with a spare one which I painted War Rally blue. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the spare valve cover in the backyard, and then I'm gonna look on the back side, see if that hole was baffled or not, and then pick and choose a location for the catch can, and then weld the bungs on the valve cover to route to wherever I'm going to be putting the catch can to. Yeah, I don't know if you would call that baffled or what, but it literally just goes into the casting on the valve cover, and I have no idea where it runs to. But wherever it runs to, oil is spewing out of it. So I wanted to originally put two bungs on the end side of where this filter is at. One here, straight fitting, 45 fitting. Both of them will come over to a catch can up in that corner, and if there was smoke, it'd still go under the car. My second location would be somewhere around this area where I'd have two up in the front, 90 out into a 90 into the can or straight into the can with filters. If I put it there, then I would obviously need to baffle it because it's literally just wide open. So that means oil can literally just go up in the lines to the can, causing oil in the can, which is what the catch can is for. But ideally you don't want oil to be coming out, so you'd want to baffle it, especially if you don't have a drain back, so you don't want it to fill up really quickly. So I'm going to come up with some cardboard templates and see what I think would work best or would fit best. So I don't have any filters to do like filter mock-up to make sure I get all my clearances correct as far as hood closing. So what I'm doing is I'm taking like the cap of spray cans, right? An average filter that I've always seen has been 3-inch. So the filter itself is 2-inch, like so, right? And then the other inch of the filter is the rubber portion that goes onto the tubing section that sticks out of the catch can for the filter to sit on. So this is 2-inch. I cut out 1-inch cardboard strips, and then I'm going to be like putting them in a circular thing like this, whatever. And then the inner diameter has to be 1 3/4 or 1.5. I don't remember, but I'm gonna eyeball it, just kind of get it to where, you know, it's gonna look somewhat like a filter as reference. So when I make the catch can, I can, like, for an example, I can put them here and make sure it closes the hood without like mushrooming the top portion of the filter. So I'm gonna finish doing these. I already got like a small little template ready to go. Little template for one of the two catch cans I may choose. So these guys are all dried up. Now this is supposed to mimic a filter, even if the mushroom is not as wide as a real filter, but it is 3-inch tall, so This will give me height reference. I got 2 of them just in case I want to run 2 filters, which I'm probably going to run 2 filters just because it looks cool. So I don't want to continue making the full catch can without showing you guys what I am doing here. So I have this right here as a step. I don't know why I came up with this design, but I think I did it as a step because I wanted to the catch can to be flowing with the angle of the fender and the hood. You know what I'm saying? So the step portion, oh man, I taped this on backward. Let me fix this real quick. All right, so that's how that's supposed to go. So this little step section right here, this bend, is actually it goes right here, right? This bend is where the catch can lines is going to come down and 90 straight into this portion here. This top portion, flatter spot, is where the filter is going to go. So it's going to sit somewhat like this, and then the filter is going to sit on top, right before the hood. So about right here or so, like that. And then the filter, in theory, being on the top and at a slope, because this is going to be a slope because of the angle of the tub right here, the catch can is going to obviously stay at the bottom of the can because gravity doesn't bring oil up the slope and out the filter. So if there was smoke, it'll just be smoke coming out the filter. The bottom, it's just going to be the catch for the oil. And because it's right here next to this hole, I might put I'll show you later when I square this portion off, I might put a little drain on there in case like there was a ton of oil built up. Then I can just drain it straight into this hole where my hand's at, rather than pulling the can off or whatever. I don't have a drain back system. I don't even know where you would run a drain back system on the K series, but that's ideally how I want it. So I am going to continue fabbing this up and see how this turns out. At this point, I think I am making the most complicated catch can in the world. There's a lot of triangle shapes and stuff. This is gonna there's gonna be a ton of welds on this custom catch can that I am envisioning. A couple reasons why I don't want it over there. One, if there was still smoke coming out or whatever the case may be, it's gonna go into my car a lot more than it is on this side. Secondly, the lines are going to be routed over the turbo and turbo manifold, so that's going to get real hot. Unless I have a turbo blanket, which I don't have $100 for, and I don't have heat wrap, which is $50 for the roll, to wrap all this stuff. So knocking out the hard one first, see if I can get this done. If I can't, then I'll revert to the easier one, just kind of stick it up in that corner. Because originally, if you see that hole right there, that's where my original catch can was was bolted at when it was B series turbo. But like I said, that's just a ton of hot parts on that end of the engine bay. I kind of want out of here just so it's away from all the shenanigans in case I need to like take something apart. I don't have to remove the catch can. This one sits here on its own, and like I've mentioned, I would make a drain back right here if I need to pour it out of the catch can, reach my hand underneath, drain it out, whatever. So I'm almost done with this catch can. Ideally, just this front section right here is going to be the catch can, and then right here is just going to be ventilated into this where the filter is going to be sitting at. So once, you know, the 90s, the bungs are going to be on top, so once it drips in, it's just going to go straight down to the bottom, so I'm not going to worry about oil backing out of the filter. If it was, then I have a different problem. So I really like the idea of having it right here. If you guys ever seen the Hush Performance one, they have that gigantic as one that sits on this end. It might be a part coolant reservoir, part catch can, but I like the concept, just not that big. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue finishing that piece. So here's the catch can, all pieces cut out as far as template. My dope ass spray can filters. It's definitely not sticking up higher than the valve cover. This one's a little crooked, but I'm almost certain that the hood should close. but I won't know until the actual pieces and stuff get cut out and tacked together to know if this is going to work. I'm going to use this existing 10 mil here and that one inside right here and that one right there. Put some tabs on the catch can right here and right here. To make it mount to the body. So here you can see I used a bunch of triangle pieces to make this clear the wheel tub. So that's why I was saying it was complicated, but first time for everything, right? Now I'm going to take these all out. They all have numbers written on there, so I know the measurements, and trace these onto the aluminum flat sheet over there. So here I got my template catch can all taken apart, and it was at this moment I knew I fucked up. Look how many goddamn pieces there is to make this catch can, and that's not including the baffle that's going to be on the inside of the can, which is going to be like maybe 2 walls. But holy shit, now I know why these fabricators like pre-bend their sheet metal, because they have a bender less to weld, while I don't have one and got to cut everything all individually. This actually means more practice for me, so I'm not mad about it. It's just being my first catch can and not even know where to start with all this crap. This looks a lot like a complicated ass job. YOLO. Alright, so I'm gonna start I started cutting out the pieces right there for my catch can. So what I'm gonna do right now, before somebody starts using the dryer, I'm gonna vent the valve cover with some -10 bungs on here. If you guys watched my last video, I bought 6 of these guys. So I'm gonna put them up in the front where the oil cap is at, right here, like so. 1 and 2. This one I'm probably just gonna cut it and seal it shut, so there's no more oil spewing out this way towards my turbo. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up and get them all welded together. I'm trying to keep this video short because I don't want to give you guys any more 20+ minute long videos and shit, because that shit gets boring sometimes. So on the valve cover, I've chosen my spots. Bung goes right on there like so, nice and flushed. This one's a little bit like a millimeter lower than this one. You can see how there's a little overhang right here, and then this one's pretty flushed up there. It's not a big deal to me. I cut this end right here. I'm gonna fill that in so that way I can get that all blocked out and then sand it flat. This hole right here is a piece of aluminum right here to baffle that fitting hole, because you don't want oil to come spewing up, right? Only the smoke to go up and around to the top portion right there to exit out of the vent. This one right here, it's very like, I don't know, it's like 2 millimeters, right? So I can't even baffle that one, so I'm gonna leave that one be. And now I'm gonna get to welding before my sister comes back to use the dryer. So it's dark out. I was actually welding this replica wheel because it had a hole on it, and it's a drift burner. These were the wheels I traded for the single cam turbo kit. These are drift burners, so I'm not really, they don't give a fuck about reps or not, abuse, crack, whatever the case is. If we can fix it, we will fix it. Most of the tires don't get balanced anyways, just because drift burners, so you're not going to feel it when the car's sliding all over the place. So I'll spend time to do this. Got it nicely beat it up in there. I'm gonna pull the light over here real quick. So my catch can design, it's gonna be put on hold just because this table saw is fucking dangerous. Okay, it is stupid dangerous. Just cutting out some of the pieces right here that goes to the, you know, the template. I don't know if you guys can see this. I started cutting out a few of the templates, but some of the corners are really small. The grinder doesn't really work well with cutting aluminum with the cutting disc. And look at all these small little pieces I got. So this is really dangerous to cut on this table saw. So I put it off to the side. I mounted my B series catch can, and the line seems to be long enough to go to the valve cover. So I got my valve cover bunged here for those lines, which is going to be the same bungs I'll use for when I do modify or make a new catch can up in that corner over there. Just for the time being, just to see this whole blow-by system, if the catch can is definitely going to help the smoking into the cabin issue. So before I wrap this up, I'm going to reinstall that valve cover, line it all up, turn it on, see what the deal is, and then show you guys the end result. So I just took it for a spin. Doesn't blow here anymore, obviously, but it's now blowing out the catch can as if it was right here. I may have more issues than just a blow-by problem that y'all was seeing right here. So I have all this milk that's inside my valve cover, the blue one, and two possibilities right there. You can see all that. One, all the blow-by, you know, blow-by is like air, gas, whatever you want to call it, converts to water, water mixed with oil, it turns into milk, or a blown head gasket issue because of the milk and the blow-by from the chambers getting past the head gasket into the engine to exit out the catch can. So aside from the issue of whatever's wrong with my motor, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. If I have to pull the motor, I will pull the motor. I'm gonna do compression test, leak down, and all that goodness before I do pull the motor out, because I wanted to put head studs in here anyways, and if I have to do a head gasket, I'll do that. This video is just pretty much installing a catch can after a failed attempt to make a custom catch can, but you know, pretty straightforward. Hope you guys like this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And I guess we'll find out what happens next with this motor in the next video. Peace.